wonderful evening here in the house of Bullet TV. This is Behind the Evidence, where we tell you most of the top stories. We dissect, we do analysis, and we give you what the others are not telling you or what probably you might not be aware of. You know, we normally used to do it at 8 p.m. on Mondays and repeat on Tuesday 5 p.m. But there's a shift of the time that we used to air. Now it's going to be 9 p.m. on Mondays, and also for the repeat you're going to do it on Thursday 5 p.m. So for the purpose of you to get a time and to without maybe rushing home due to works and other things, you have to get time and listen to what we have. So this is the appropriate time for us to do the analysis of one of the trending stories or the top stories in Ghana here and also around the world. My name is Maxwell Mensah. Today we are going to look into the Goldbod. The Goldbod. You know, we have Goldbod, we have the other managerial boards in the country where Goldbod supervises the affairs of buying and selling of indigenous cocoa. Recently, there are lots of issues on that, and I think a couple of months ago we did analysis on the Goldbod. Tonight, we have to dissect and understand the Goldbod, which started last year. What have you gotten as a country in terms of profits, also revenue and losses that we have incurred as a country operating such institution? The government has an aim for setting up that particular institution. Is it delivering? A lot of people are talking about it. Politicians, civil societies, and a lot of people are talking on Goldbod. On Goldbod, we need to understand so far, is it so good or so bad? And tonight we're going to tell you all the profit that the Goldbod has made to the country, the revenue, the earnings, and also the losses. What it has maybe incurred in terms of operation and others. Don't go anywhere. You take a quick time when we come, you go into it and tell you. But before that, we are streaming live on social media, on Bullet TV Ghana, on Facebook, on other social media handles too. You can get us, Bullet TV Ghana. So just send your comments through there. But also, we'll be giving you an advantage for you to share your views with us. When it's 40 minutes past 9, we'll be opening the phone lines for you to also call in and share with us what you have gotten from the analysis. But you can share with us some of the comments under the social media post on Facebook, also SMS or WhatsApp on this number 0558 513825. 0558 513825. You can share with us your message on SMS and also on WhatsApp. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Bullet TV Ghana, and others. And like, comment, and be with us. We are coming to go into the Goldbod issues. Let's take this and come back. All right, so thank you for staying with us, and that's a quick 10. Now let's get into the business. As I told you, we are going to digest and look into the Goldbod, the state institution managing or buying and also selling the gold of the country. I will tell you some a little history about it, how it started, and where we have been as a country since 1963, what we have done as a country. So now let's go into it and see basically what we are trying to do for today. We are saying that Ghana has always been a major gold producer, as we know. Even in textbooks of the basic school or the primaries, Ghana, we produce cocoa, we extract minerals like gold, diamond, and a couple of them. We export them, but we are not getting the benefit, in quotes, the benefit as a country. So basically, Ghana is one of the countries producing cocoa to the international market. But the problem has never simply been how much gold Ghana produces. So it's not about how much we produce as a country. There are some peculiar issues that we need to dig into, why it is important, or why the government initiated a policy of implementing or establishing the Goldbod and others. So what we are saying is that, let's start with the Goldbod that we are talking about. The question that we need to ask ourselves for tonight is that how much gold enters the formal economy? How much gold enters the formal economy? Without the informal sector, the formal sector, including the services, the executives, and the sector of which we are operating as a country, how much gold enters? This is why there must be a need for a body to supervise this. The second one that we need to look at is that how much is smuggled? That's another issue that we are facing as a country. Illegally exporting minerals like gold to the other country or maybe to the international market. So we'll be looking at that also. How much are we smuggling to these countries? And the country is losing a couple of amounts of money. And also, how much foreign exchange does Ghana actually receive? So based on the gold that we have as a country, how much are we receiving? If we compare our currency to the international currency, how much are we getting, especially from dollar? How much does government earn? The government, how much does it earn? At the end of selling or producing the cocoa, the gold, here we are talking about gold, so the gold, how much does the government earn at the end of the year, at the end of the decade, or maybe a month? How much are we earning? Again, what does it cost to operate the system? What does it cost to operate the system? What is the system that we are talking about? The system of the minerals or gold. How does it cost for the country to operate it so that we will earn, so that we will not incur losses, so that we will be able to make profit for ourselves, for development and others? How much does it cost for us to operate such system? And also, does the country make money from the gold trade? Do we make money from the gold trade that we do as a country? That is another ultimate question that we need to ask ourselves. Ghana, do we make money from the gold that we trade? And that is why the government sets up the Goldbod. So the coming of the Goldbod needs to answer all these questions. The coming of the Goldbod must answer all these questions. Must answer all these questions, from the system to the revenue or the finances to the operation to any other stuff. Goldbod must be able to answer all this. So without these questions, there's no existence of the Goldbod. So if Goldbod is not functioning, any of these or maybe all of these, then the government is still not solving the issue of we being the major gold producer. Hence, we need to get more money from it. We have not solved that. So we'll be looking at how the government has utilized the Goldbod to solve these peculiar questions. Now, let's see the world's top gold producer. In fact, if you look at the worldwide, from Ghana to US to China to any other parts of the country, let's see which country is producing gold in the world. Now, we are saying that China tops. If you look at the China, in a year, for example, 2025, they produced, they extracted, in terms of gold, 368.3 tons of gold they exported. So you can clearly see the amount of gold that they sent to the international market for them to get profits and others. The second country is Russia. Russia is the second country in terms of producing gold. The third country is also Australia. Australia produced 190.2 tons gold in terms of million. Now let's see the next one is United States. US is also the fourth country with 100 and that's the 190 for US rather, and 327 for Australia. Canada became the fifth country exporting 170.6 tons, and at the same time now you can see Ghana here. I think the first African country to appear among the top 10 countries producing gold. So Ghana, you also exported 107 at least to the international market. Brazil and the other countries are here. So basically, when we talk about countries producing gold to the international market, Ghana is among over 200 countries that we have in the world. Ghana is among the top 10 countries producing gold to the international market. Therefore, we need to get something. Among the countries that you can see, China, Russia, Australia, US, Canada. In fact, the first top 5, they are powerful countries. The next one is Ghana. Why are we not progressing as a country? If China, Russia, Australia, United States, and Canada are among the top countries producing gold to the international market or exporting gold to the international market, and at least they are advanced countries, why Ghana, we are still called developing countries? Why are we being still referred as a developing country? Meanwhile, we are also part of the top 10. If we come to here, Brazil is even there. Brazil is a periphery country. At least not bad, almost to those top other advanced countries. And also the Mexico and the other ones are here. So you can clearly see that among all these countries, Ghana might not seem performing well than them. But in terms of producing gold or exporting gold to international level, Ghana is being counted here. Now let's see, including the global market here. This one is coming from 10 data. For 10 data, they monitor the export of countries, minerals, and the other product that every country exports to the international market. Now, if you go to the app page, clearly you can see that 2025, they did some analysis, or they checked the records, and you can see 2025, Ghana Goldbod. So Goldbod was able to lead the international charts. Clearly shows that Ghana, we have done better. The earlier graph that I show you was on the 2024-2023, where Ghana were part of the top 10. But here is the case. In 2025, the story changed. Goldbod took the lead. So you can clearly see that we got an amount of almost 20 billion US dollars. 20 billion US dollars. These are the money that we got as a country. So only in 2025, the government of Ghana was able to export some quantity of gold to the international market, and we got money from that for development. So clearly, Ghana, we are doing well. If you check what 10 data is saying globally, the gold exporters, Ghana tops. Ghana tops. Ghana tops. So in terms of we exporting gold to the international market, Ghana is doing well. But as in we getting the requisite, I mean the end product, which is money for development, that's another issue or case that we need to look at. So what exactly is Goldbod? Now let's understand Goldbod. We have looked at one or two things. What is Goldbod? Initially, I told you that there must be a system, and that system must be operated by a supervisor. That's why the government set up the Goldbod. Now let's define the Goldbod. Let us try to understand what is Goldbod itself. Goldbod was established under the Ghana Gold Board Act 2025, which is Act 1140. That fully restructured Ghana's gold trading, marketing, and export framework. So clearly, at the end of 2025, we got this institution, the Gold Board, to what we said, it has to come and restructure the way Ghana we trade our gold, meaning how we sell or people buy from us in terms of gold dealing, and also how we market it. there must be a strategy. So Goldbod has to come in and tell the country or lead the country how to market our gold so that we can earn more money, and also export framework. How do we need to export our products outside? Now, Parliament passed the legislation on 28th March where we started doing the bills and others, and April 2nd, 2025 last year, the government of Ghana assented to it. So we started operating the coming. It explicitly grants Goldbod a monopoly over the regulation and trade of gold produced by the artisanal and small-scale mining. So it is the only authorized body to buy gold in the country. So it has a monopoly power to buy gold in the country. When we talk about monopoly, meaning it is a single authorized body to supervise or buy or sell or to control a specific sector or maybe a group of people. So we are talking about Goldbod having a monopoly, meaning the only institution which is in quote ordained by the state to purchase gold. So that's basically Goldbod, and the act is also here. But Goldbod did not emerge from nowhere. So what we are saying is that Goldbod is not something new idea. It's not like something so innovative. It's something that we used to have as a country, and we restructured or we redesigned it to get the Goldbod. So Goldbod isn't something that the government said this is a great idea. It is there already, and the government tried to restructure it for us to get appropriate authority to buy and sell gold. Now let's see a little history that we can talk about. So in 1963, it's where we got Ghana Diamond Marketing Board. In 1972, we were having Diamond Marketing Corporation and also Precious Mineral Marketing Corporation. That's the PMMC in 1989. In 2000, we got PMMC became a limited liability company. So we changed from being government institution to a limited liability, meaning they own themselves, they incur the losses by themselves, they earn the profit by themselves, not supervised, or the government was not having hands in it. So you can clearly see that somewhere 2000 to 2016, it was somehow looks like a private. So the private institutions were then buying the gold, not the government. The government has a role that it's play in that. We'll be looking at that. In 2025, the relevant PMMC assets, liability, rights, and workforce transferred to Goldbod. So the government in 2025 said that no, let's come together. We have traveled far from 1963 and the others. It is time for the country to have a legalized institution to buy and sell the gold, to lead the country in terms of trading gold. So there's no private individuals to be purchasing gold. Here, the government has to step in and be the only institution to buy from the various miners and also to sell at the international market. So before Goldbod, we're having the ASM, that's the artisanal small mining gold chain. So it was somehow relatively fragmented. We are saying that we have the miner, the buyer, the aggregator, the exporter, and also the international market. The miner is those who are doing the mining. The miner. So here, let's make it legal, people. Yes, let's make it legal because some of them could be illegal. Now, the miners will just extract the raw material. They will be given to the buyers. We have individual people, they have money, they buy from the Galamsey people or the legal people. They will buy from them. Then they will be also they will come to the aggregators. So the aggregators is where the government used to play a crucial role in here. Here, the government is not the one buying and also selling. The government is the one to scientifically check whether it is gold indeed. The government has to regulate that this is purely gold. The government has to certify that this is gold. This is 10 tons. You have 100 tons. You have 20 tons. So the government has to just supervise that process of verifying that this is gold or this is not gold. That was the only role the government was then playing. Now, after the Goldbod, let's see how the system has changed. The Goldbod came in. Now, the system looks like, now we have the miner, that the ASM, the artisanal small scale mining or people. Now we have them here. Then the license aggregator or the buyer. So now we have other people who also buy from these people. Then after everything, then they have to come and give it to Goldbod. So internally, all the operations of dealing with gold, it will start from the miners. Then other people will also be buying from those miners, but they cannot export it unless you give it to Goldbod. So Goldbod has to buy from these people, then they will lead the charge to export those gold that they have gotten. So these are some of the things that they are supposed to do here. Now let's see the other one also. Now gold before Goldbod, the numbers. Let's see how we have come as a country in terms of our gold. Now if you see our export earning, let's do this analysis. In terms of United States dollars, billions, in 2020, Ghana, we got 6.78 billion US dollars. This is what we earn from exporting gold to the international market. At that time, there was no Goldbod. It was PMMC. So this is where the private people would just buy the gold, and individually they will just export it outside. The government has no hand in it. So at the end, we're able to get 6.78 billion US dollars as a country cumulatively. Now let's see 2021. It's dropped to 5.08 billion US dollars. So what we earn as a country is dropped in 2021. Probably it could be there because of Galamsey and other related issues. We couldn't do much export here. And also 2022, it increased once again to 6.6 billion US dollar. This is what we earned as a country in 2022. In 2023, it was 7.6 billion US dollars. So in 2023, the Ghana or the country earned this amount of money, 7.6 billion US dollars. Now in 2024, it increased from 7.6 to 11.64 billion US dollars in 2024, heading to election. So you can clearly see that with the exception of 2021, where we dropped from the 2020 of 6.7 to 5.8, we started increasing in 2022 to 6.6, 2023 7.6, and 2024 11.6. So probably the PMMC or the then government was equally doing something well. So it's not like it's only this administration or the 2025 where gold earning is maybe increasing. It started somewhere 2021 where we started increasing at the 2022-2023. Now in 2025, the government got 20 billion US dollars. So this is the amount of money that we got after the coming of the Goldbod. But you cannot attribute this growth to only Goldbod, because if you check the trend, in 2020, as I told you, just where we dropped, there was an increment in 2022 where we got a 6.6, and 2023 to 7.6, and 2024 11.6. So maybe the probability for the country to increase in 2025 could be maybe 14 or 15 billion US dollars. But the coming of the Goldbod has equally also helped for the country to jump from 11 to 20 billion US dollars. This is what we earn as a country in 2025, which is last year. Now, as I told you, all these are here. So we cannot only attribute it to the growth to the 2025 alone. It started somehow 2021. But undoubtedly, 2025 really shown the margin, the increment of the earnings from gold. Now, let's see the artisanal small-scale mining gold exports. In terms of export to how have we been as a country? What we just did, this one is the increment or the earning, what we are earning as a result of we exporting. Now, in terms of quantity, let's see how we have been exporting. Now, if you check 2020, we exported a volume or the tons, which was 39.8 tons that we exported to the international level, and we got 2 billion US dollars. In 2021, we exported 3.4 tons, and it was 0.017 billion Ghana's US dollars, which is equivalent to just 184 million US dollars. Now let's see 2024. We exported a quantity of 63.6 63.6. So in 2024 too, there's an increment, with the exception of 2021 where everything dropped in terms of our earning, because you can clearly see the correlation between 2021 volume or the quantity and also the earning. So all things being equal, the higher you produce, the more you earn. So we were not able to produce much in 2021. Just look at 2020, 39.3 tons. Now in 2021, dropped to 3.4. What happened in 2021? Because of the problem, maybe COVID-19 or international markets, we dropped. So that's why for what we earned in 2021, it dropped to 5.08. So that could be the factor contributed to that. Now let's see 2024. 2024, we increased to 63.6, and which gave the country 4.6 billion. And also for 2025, we exported 103. So there's a huge increment from 2024 and 2025. So 2025 saw a huge increment in terms of gold. And as I told you, yes, of course, you cannot only attribute it to the establishment of Goldbod, but you can also say that the Goldbod has an effect of what the country did in 2025 in terms of the quantity that we extracted, the quantity of gold that we got as a country to the international market, and also even what we earned as a country. So in 2025, we did better in terms of exports, extracting the gold and the quantity, and also the earning what we got at the international market. Now let's see more breakdown of the money that we got. This is the monetary aspect. Is really important to the state. Now let's see non-tax revenue. When we talk about non-tax revenue, it's what the government generates without tax. You know, we have taxation and also we have other forms where government generates revenue. So this is coming from gold without tax. So the amount of money that the government got from gold side, aside your e-levy or the COVID-19, your VAT, value added tax, and other levies and incentives, they are not part of this money that we are talking about. It is purely gold, the revenue that we earned as a country. Now we got 970.76 million Ghana cedis. 970.76 million Ghana cedis. So this is the amount of money that we got from exporting gold. So there's no tax on that. Now let's see the other one, operating expenditure. It was 109.58 million Ghana cedis. So the operation expenditure talks about within the process of buying the gold, exporting the gold, paying our workers. So there are a lot of expenses. So within the operation, at the time of you working, because Goldbod is an institution, they operate day in and day out. Now that the government is even having the 24-hour economy, they operate each and every time. So at every single time, they spend some money. This is where they reported that they made an operating expenditure of 109.58 million Ghana cedis. Please, this is not a loss. So operating expenditure is not a loss. Operating expenditure is not a loss. You having money to buy food does not necessarily mean that you are losing the money. But in the process of you losing the money or not even getting money to buy food, losing the value, losing the money that you have is where you are incurring costs. So you have 2 cedis. You invested 2 cedis. Now at the end of the year, the 2 cedis is gone. You are just sitting there. There's no money. This is where you said that you have made some loss of 2 Ghana cedis. But here's the case, the government made an expenditure at the cost of process of doing the business. Now we have the operational surplus. The operational surplus is 909.71 million Ghana cedis. So the operational surplus is where you deduct your expenditure from the revenue that you generate. So you get a surplus. So this is where you see maybe more profits that, or maybe, yes, benefit that I've gotten, because this is the amount of money that I got, and I spend this amount of money. So if you take that one from that, what you got is, the remaining one is your, the surplus. So the government got an amount of 909.7 million Ghana cedis surplus. So it is more than what the government used in terms of the process. So the government did well there. Now let's see the total assets. The total asset is 9.55 billion Ghana cedis. We are talking about the assets of the Goldbod. All the equipment that they are using, everything that they have as a Goldbod, if you tally everything and make it in terms of money, Goldbod is now having 9.55 billion Ghana cedis. This is their audit report. So they, at least with their expenses, their surplus, their revenue, their losses, including their computers, including everything that they have, the assets, the devices that they are using, if you sell everything, you put everything together, they have 9.55 billion Ghana cedis. That's their assets. Now let's see other ones also here. We have 8.77 billion Ghana cedis for cash and cash equivalent. Cash and cash equivalent to, it was 8.7 million Ghana cedis. So the government also gained something from there. And also 3.88 billion Ghana cedis trade payable. So for the trade payable to people that we own them, people that we are supposed to give them some money, the government bought gold from them, but it has not yet, or the Goldbod bought gold from these people or these institutions, but it has not yet paid them. That's what we call the trade payable. So people that, or the institution that Goldbod is supposed to pay them because it has bought gold from them, we are owing them 3.88 billion Ghana cedis. Now, the government in February last year gave, through the Bank of Ghana, gave Goldbod 4.55 billion Ghana cedis as the government seed capital. So how much was given to Goldbod to set up the business? Government gave 4.55 billion Ghana cedis. Now, in terms of the finance cost, the finance cost, it is 0. Any amount of, meaning, is there any loss? Have they maybe incurred any loss or something like that? We are saying no. For now, Goldbod has not having a finance cost or loss in terms of its operating. Now, the verdict from the audited book, according to their report, says that Goldbod did not make an operating loss in 2025. So 2025 Goldbod did not make any operating loss here. Now let's see. It recorded a substantial operation or operational surplus of approximately 909.7 million. Rather, it's gave the country a surplus of over 900 million Ghana cedis. So Goldbod did not make loss in 2025. Rather, it gave a surplus to the country. So I know some politicians were just making a lot of accusations and others. Of course, it's a business, and that's why it was having a payable, trade payable, not paying other people. It's part of business. It doesn't mean that it's running on a loss. It's a strategic way of making business. So give me the gold, I'll go and sell, and then I'll come and pay you. So it was using a strategic ways to purchase the cocoa and also deal with. Now let's see some of the losses that other people were talking about in the operation of Goldbod. Now, it's reported this amount of money. Now, in 2022, it made a loss of 84 million Ghana cedis. In terms of billion, it is 0.07 billion in 2022. So in 2022, Goldbod made a loss. The PMMC made a loss because in 2022, there was no Goldbod there. So the government even made a loss in 2022, which is 84 million Ghana cedis, which is equivalent to 0.07 billion Ghana cedis. Now let's see in 2023. Now we made a loss of 1.55 billion Ghana cedis. 1.55 billion Ghana cedis in 2023. So there's an increment of the loss that we made as a country. In 2024, we increased from 1.55 in 2023 to 4.07 billion Ghana cedis in 2024. That's the loss that we made as a country. Now, in total, it's 5.7 billion Ghana cedis from 2022 to 2024. We made a loss of 5.7 billion. By the way, I told you that in the previous slide, as we did, I just told you the finance cost. Goldbod did not make any operating loss, so you cannot attribute it here. But these are some of the operating loss that we had in the previous year. 2022, 0.07 billion Ghana cedis. In 2023, 1.55 billion Ghana cedis, and 2024, 4.7 billion Ghana cedis. So cumulatively, we incurred a loss of 5.7 billion Ghana cedis in the operation of trading gold in the country before Goldbod came in 2025. Now let's see the before or when at the time of Goldbod also. Now we have, yes, this is another important thing also that we need to talk about. People are trying to balance or negotiate. I don't know how to say this, but people are just comparing. Yes, let me use the word comparing. They're trying to compare gold for oil and also Goldbod. Now let's try to understand what is the difference between gold for oil and also the Goldbod. Now let's start with the gold for oil. Simply what it means. Is this the same as Goldbod? Because others are saying the same, is the same, is the same. I mean the politicians. Now let's see. In terms of gold for oil, there is a gold. The gold is there. The gold is there. Now, the government will use the gold to finance petroleum imports. So, we need to import petroleum to do what we are supposed to do as a country. Now, we don't have money. As the country then, we were not having money. So, what the government did was that we need to use gold to purchase petroleum outside for us to use them. So, we just use the gold to purchase petroleum imports, and then we get the oil. So if you look at it down here, we said that the first reported diesel shipment under the program was approximately 40,000 metric tons, valued at about $40 million in January 2023. So in 2023, the government of Ghana was able to use gold. In terms of amount of money, it is $40 million to just procure or ship gold of tons. In terms of tons, 40,000 metrics of tons that we're able to get as a country. So we're using gold as a money to purchase oil. So this is what we are talking about, gold for oil. Gold for oil, using gold for oil. So that's basically what it means. Now let's understand Goldbod also. Is it the same? Now we have the Goldbod as an institution. We have the gold also here, the gold that we have as a country, the gold that is also used to buy. Goldbod will pass through formulation or the formalization, where it has to verify that this is gold, buy from the so-called authentic, because others are saying that Goldbod is buying from illegal miners or whatever. The government's position is that it's buying from small-scale miners or artisanal miners. So the government needs to buy from these people, make sure that it is purchasing gold from small-scale miners or artisanal miners, and that's exactly what the government has to verify and do everything. Now do the purchase and others. Now the government has to export to the international market to earn foreign exchange or reserves. So the government will just buy the gold, export it to the international market, then earn international money or reserves. So that's what the government will do. Now the government also have to do refining and also add value to the addition. So that's why we have the Goldbod jewelries. So where, if you know, the Goldbod has set up a jewelry where you can go in and buy some chains, wristwatch and others. So the government did that. So this is the operation of Goldbod. The government has to buy golds through formulation, verification, buying, verifying that these are coming from small-scale miners, not illegal miners, then export it, earn foreign exchange and reserves, and also set up a refinery in the country. So this is Goldbod, which is different from gold for oil, where we use gold to purchase oil at the end. Now you can also join the conversation as we go through that. What do you make of this? What we have done as a country. Now you can call us now on 055 85 13 825. You can also see the number on your screen. Just call us and share with us what you have heard today, and how will you also personally assess the growth of the Goldbod, or is there any misconception or conspiracies that you didn't know and now you have gotten the understanding, or you also want a question for us? You can call us now on 0558 513 825, 0558 513 825, or the number on your screen. You can call us, then you communicate with us. And before I will get your call, let me continue with this one also here. Now we have the monthly gold trade shows how fast it's scaled. Now, for 2025, let's try to see how monthly what we did as a country. Now, if you look at February alone, the government had an inflow. Inflow means the amount of money that came into the coffers of the Goldbod using for its operation and others. It was 4.8 billion Ghana cedis. So in February, the government set up with the 4.8 billion Ghana cedis for the operation of Goldbod. So the Goldbod then was having this amount of money. Now, Gold supplied a kilogram of 2,831 goods to the international market. So this is what initially in 2025 they started with a 2,831 kilogram of goods. Now let's see assay services and also charges. So the government or the Goldbod being as an assayer, or maybe those who are also needs to verify the goods and others, the government earned an amount of 32.45 million Ghana cedis. 32.45 million Ghana cedis. So the government got this amount of money from the charges that it's got in terms of only on February. Now in March 2025 got 8.72 billion Ghana cedis. 8.72 billion Ghana cedis in March. Now that's what the government got. Now we exported 4,718 kilogram to the international market, and the government, through the charges that it got from the small scale miners, it got an amount of 56.34 million Ghana cedis. In April, it got 12.7 billion Ghana cedis inflow or funds, money that it came into it passed through the administration of Goldbod, was 12.72 billion Ghana cedis. And also they purchased 7,586 kilogram of cocoa. But before I continue, let me pick this caller. Caller, good evening, your name and where you are calling us from. Caller, if you can hear me, good evening, your name and where you are calling us from.
That's Jamal constituency. Hello. Yeah, I want.
Yes, yeah, I can hear you now.
The purpose of what exactly do they do? The money that exactly do they? That is my question. Is why are experiencing this hardship in Ghana? One of the board is there to support the people living in the out of war, poverty. I don't know why are we in this situation. What board is there to support us? So the money that they get from outside after the exporting, how are they using it for? That is my question. May I get an explanation?
Right, so that's thank you very much. So it's part. You can also call and share with us, and the number is still on your screen. Call us and then share what you also make up of the Goldbod issue. So I was on the monthly analysis where we said that on April last year it was 12.72 billion Ghana cedis. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening. Please, can I do it in P?
Right. Let me hear from you.
Can I do it in P?
I can hear you
can
now.
I speak in P?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
What to me?
Yeah, that's it. Within the blessed, the Kasasi Akwetya.
All right. Let's hear from you.
Now, the person is that a Kebia, Goldbod, Embo, Kebia. The way a Kebia Neding, anyhow. And opposition party and as a minority leader who said Goldbod Aboka. Hello.
Yes, virtual meet you.
But who say Goldbod no Aboka? Omo the nama bontia. Ghana for people and fight the good guy to Prano. Maybe in person, so if you are good, no one at the cacao. I didn't think about it, sir.
Me pacho e kana ye kano ye wo expenses e ka ene ye wo e kabo nti se o ma ten city se me fendi dwa na se within a year and say bosom no me ba na se 10 cities ni ni eni ho eno che se maboka 10 cities ni na makwahye agukwa but o ma 10 cities na se me yisu mu 2 cities e de ya ade a 2 cities na ko na bia me yen fa so me fan se maybe 1 city and say 50 pesos e de aka 2 cities na me ye fit 10 cities ni mu a eye 2 cities na me yi ye no eye ka but enye kabo and only idea basa politicians for that and they just take it na omo de nam na omo can omo pe nti ye wo car ye bo e de ya ye de in terms of we doing the business ye business no ye face can ye de ye nioma no ene ye ka na o scanning na so share and also ye cabo nti mpacho there's a difference between a car and a cabo.
Okay, that's my mom the best friend say ye na ye tu na ye kri ye ni ye be na say the good body by you me fu say e boa kana papa and the rest of my penny say onyere no na ofa ahode den ehim na eduka ye den enkoso na amwa kana na at least mbebu no yeso yentiminya baby na me da se me pa ko yeso na mesra wade why
Alright.
Company mu no kuku ema oman no adwen e wo pa na me pese mo bisa oman pe ma ye se akotiafo na me ka defi akotia in the region ya ye bi abe no bena omo ye no mo dia boy me da se
Me da se fa ye be hwe ho asem na yaka mini of efi akwetia so basically he's also asking why others are saying losses. What does it mean? I said we have operating expenditure of which the people are saying that it is a loss. Caller, good evening, your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, your name and where you are calling us from.
My name is Samuel Brown.
All right, Samuel, let's hear from you.
You made a statement. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Yeah, my name is Samuel Brown.
Okay, where are you calling from?
You made a statement that Goldbod is established by law. So, what of good for oil? What is established by law or what?
Please, your name. Where I've heard your name, but where you are calling us from, if you can tell us.
So too.
All right. So your question is whether good for oil is also.
You made a statement.
Yes, whether good for oil is also a law or something like that. No,
good for. You said Goldbod was established by law.
Yes. Goldbod is having a law backing. For good for oil, it was a policy. It wasn't having a law backing.
Policy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's what I want.
All right. Thank you very much. So you can also call and share with us. So that's the Goldbod, good for oil, and the other minerals. So my brother who just said that the palm oil plantation. Yes, I think we will come to you also what the market is there for you people, and maybe subsequently be telling you to. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from. I think I've lost the caller. So as I was just saying, let me quickly run through this.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. Your name and where?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Where you are calling us from? Your name.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir.
Hello.
Please speak. I can hear you. Your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello.
Hello.
Mpacho, good evening.
Good evening. Pacho, within the same, I'm from Fifi.
Mpacho, mede Kasefri enzama.
Also, Kasefi.
Enzama.
Okay.
Me pamcho. Nia me pesi bi. Se oma yeah, or gold no. I did see up. The crowd church pass over bar. But I did about one. To get out not a dress of a form.
Maybe Pachotimenka.
Hello.
Yeah, you are making a nice point. Kasapa, but online ni break so go to me a position who yana so better than kakra de amayana so they can hear you clear.
But
yes, I think say yes is here.
Hello.
Yes, yes is here.
Hello.
Metewonka, me pacho metewonka says here. Yes, metewonka.
Yeah, me person make sure say.
Oh, Sembrane nko about me asan afre fofra. Thanks say. Online no. Shada. Yeah. And also, please, whenever you are calling, kindly mute your TV set for us. It's also contributing to this. When you call, just low or mute the volume. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from?
My name is Dacosta, calling from Pamwasi.
Okay, Dacosta, let's hear from you.
So, can I speak to you?
Yes, but you're waiting me.
But so, the same visa, once I know me, I know, like I say, a canon, other political opposition for another day. I say, only the Kabi, Fakadama, 2 foot so good, Ghana for any say, Goldbod for the car. And now, yes, you say your car and your worker. Say, will be most Cassette Fediga. Now you move to see. Nase, what is for Yanase in fast one become one. And no Yaka. See, that means, says a Kabi Goldbod, say government releases come on, so Mufanya sa a Jumano. A capital can be ashes. Honna maintain the Magias.
Okay, in Timpaucho, the Quakran say Goldbod Embo Kaye. A buying Emaniska 4 billion. Skaka Eda Sudie. Say on Fanya business no. Now through the process no, obey you see Sikanibi. Edia year the talkers ni machines ni normal so do be tweed my 4 and a whole lot of within so ye jumano also o you see Sikanibi the year. At the end of the nature say waboka. But ni na no ye kwan offer so the maybe it's cannot using every fees a bit doors. You know, can so you see says cannot at that particular time media. It's laudable. I told some sir. But so Becca say waboka I bind the man on ni ashe. Skebia in home no me pacho and sisa. Me pacho say bibia you okay at the mound. Okay, so you can also let me pick 1 or 2 callers, then we just make it a day. There is a repeat of this on Thursday 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and every Monday 9 p.m. we'll be having it this year. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from?
Good evening. Can I speak to
Okay, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. If we want to
please, can you reposition yourself for us? We hardly hear from you. Okay, so I think that you have lost the caller. Caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling from us?
Good evening.
Yes, let's hear from you.
You're from Nanaya.
Okay, Nanaya. Nanaya, what's the thing is faster? Okay, okay, Pacho Casane and you.
So, Goldbod. The Abani minority for them, I guess, curious card over the conference here na Goldbod aboka or aboka. And you mu and my yati at the foot at the Miami. Omun kanokre or Christian. Tambia so kanokre. You mu ya there omutu foot room or body.
Okay.
Kanokre.
All right.
Mahuche. MPP. Omun kanokre. Ghana down for in our social room. Ghana class in every MPP. Omoka Hona comment me and Yaniswa did money. And you move on Ukraine Juma. Madasi.
Then some medasi so afraid. But I'm sure I want to speak to you. So you can clearly see that we are saying that so is Goldbod a success? Is Goldbod a successful institution? What we are ending tonight is that yes, on 8/2025 operating number speaks that the audited account shows we have 970.7 million Ghana cedis revenue, and also versus 109 expenses or the expenditure that we have made. We are by producing 909 operating surplus. Then we can clearly see that Goldbod entirely in 2025 even made an amount of $20 billion. So Goldbod is not operating on losses. Rather, it is operating on profit for the country. My name is Maxwell Mensah. Thanks to my producer, Isaac, for making this a successful show, and you too for watching. Next week, Monday, 9 p.m., we'll be meeting here on Bullet TV. Thursday, 5 to 6, there's a repeat. See you next week.